Welcome to GameWatt. I'm Chris, aka The Dark Wall. I invented the news. This week, let's look at the Fireside and count the vowels in each article. If you comment the correct amount below, you win a nondescript, non-corporeal prize of 0 value. The first article. I like Token 2, but please no more fanfiction. By Fireside Regular, just 404 it. A problem that is widespread across all fantasy media, when people take the deep-rooted ideals of fantasy and substitute that for an original fictional universe. The article says a lot of things about this subject, but the core point is that you should always ask yourself, why am I including this? What does invoking the stereotype bring, other than a familiar starting point for the consumer to springboard off of into your fantasy fiction? Another article by just 404 it. You don't have to build alone. We talk a lot about James Earl Cox III because he's almost made 100 games in 5 years and thusly has learnt a lot of things that have informed his vast array of articles. This article is like an origin story for him, and it shows just how great the gamejolt community or any other indie game community is for helping shape developers. And now, from another Fireside Regular, Alex vs. Coding, an ode to Flash games. We all know that Flash was once the prime vessel for indie games, and that's slowly fading away as more convenient avenues open up for indie developers. This article is for the people of the future, so they understand why it was so great back in the day. The final article of the week is Game Developer Spotlight, Juju Adams, by Jupiter Hadley, another developer that makes a lot of great jam games. Juju Adams is a very game maker focused developer. This one also has an interview attached to the article, and as usual there is tons of interesting info on how this developer goes about making games. That is the end of this episode. I'm Chris, aka The Dark Wall. Next week is more featured games. Stay indie. Other than a familiar starting point for the consumer to springboard off We're gonna just restart that sentence.